Dear students, Jai Hind and very good morning. Welcome back to our e-learning session. Today, in lecture number, you have already attended 16 lectures. Today, in lecture number 17, our target is to study some of the important properties of square. We have already studied in detail properties of parallelogram, characteristic properties of rectangle, and at last in lecture number 16, characteristics of rhombus we studied in detail. Now, in today's lecture number 17, we are going to discuss about square, all the properties of square, its similarity with already discussed quadrilaterals, and which are those properties which distinguish square from parallelogram, rectangle and rhombus that we are going to discuss in today's lecture. Okay, so first let us mention the lecture number you are attending today. Lecture number 17 in the chapter Understanding Shape. Okay, lecture number 17, Understanding Shape. Now, dear students, our discussion today is about square. Okay, now dear student, as we are going to discuss today about square, first let us try to understand the definition of square. Understood? Dear student, I can define square either from rectangle or from rhombus. It is possible for me to define square with reference to rectangle or with reference to rhombus also. How can I define? Our topic of discussion today is quadrilateral square. Okay, how can you define square? With reference to either rectangle or with reference to rhombus. Just take an example, dear student. First, let me draw a rectangle. Okay, suppose this is a rectangle and suppose this is a rhombus. Okay, This is a rectangle ABCD. This is a rhombus ABCD. Now what is important is, how can I define square in terms of rectangle? Try to understand, dear student. In rectangle, all angles are right angles, so in square also. In square also, all angles are right angle. But dear student, one contrasting fact, in rectangle, opposite sides are equal. Understand? All angle are 90 degree, that you all know, which is property of square also. But in square, all sides are equal also. Just try to understand, because this theoretical concept is going to be useful to you in solving any FB, MCQ objective, whatever it is. Understand? Here, dear student, this rectangle has opposite side equal, that we know. AB equal to CD and AD equal to BC. This is what you know. If I just say that in this rectangle, if I say one pair of adjacent side congruent, that means if I say AB equal to BC, obviously if I say AB equal to BC, indirectly AD equal to CD also. So all sides became equal. All angles were already right angle, which is also the case in square. Because I just say that one pair of adjacent side are equal, in rectangle it becomes a square already, because when you say that one pair of adjacent side equal, that means indirectly you are implying that all side as a result becomes equal. It became a square. So when can you say that a rectangle become a square? When one pair of adjacent side becomes equal. So dear student, if you want to define square in terms of rectangle, you can write this way: a rectangle having one pair of adjacent sides equal is a square. Understood, dear student? I am going to define today square in three ways. This is the first way. What I spoke, a rectangle having one pair of adjacent side equal becomes a square. Now, dear student, can I define square in terms of rhombus? Rhombus has all sides equal, which is also the important property of square. But what is the difference? In square, all angles are equal. You understood this? And all angles are right angle. Now in this, dear student, if I just take one angle 90 degree, I am able to prove all angle 90 degree. That we will discuss in one theorem. Means rider. Just now you accept it only. That in rhombus, if one angle is right angle, rest of the angle can be proved right angle, and when you prove all angles 90 degree, it turns out to be a square. So how can you define square in terms of rhombus? Again, so you can write this way: a rhombus, understood, a rhombus having any one angle right angle is a square. You understood the second definition of the square from the fact you studied. Understand? Second definition. Otherwise, you people have somewhere in previous standard studied the definition of square in this way, that a quadrilateral having all sides equal and all angles right angle is actually known as square. If you really want to basically define square, then you have to move in this way, that in any quadrilateral having all sides equal and all angles right angle is called a square. But two quadrilateral can become square subjected to one particular condition. Rectangle can become a square when you define it in this way, that a rectangle having one pair of adjacent side equal becomes a square. Understand? So you can say, dear student, that rectangle is a square, no doubt subjected to one condition, but you can never say that square is a rectangle. These are some factuals you need to remember when you solve some statement, whether when you check the validity of the statement, whether they are true or false. Rectangle can be a square subjected to one condition, that is adjacent side are equal. Can a rhombus becomes a square? Definitely. A rhombus has all sides equal. That's one of the properties similar to square. But the difference is in rhombus, all angles are not right angles. In square, all angles are right angles. So in rhombus, if you say that just one angle is 90, you can prove all angles to be 90 degree. That we will discuss in format of one rider. But here you just understand, in rhombus, if one angle is a right angle, then it becomes a square. So dear student, rhombus can become a square subjected to one condition, that is, one of the angle has to be right angle. So rhombus can become square, square cannot be rhombus. You understood, dear student? This way you need to collect the fact in your mind. That is very important. Just don't mug up those definitions which you have been doing in previous standard. Understand? When you are in high school, you just do not have to mug up things, but you have to understand the important facts, and you need to interpret those important facts, understand, rather than just mugging them up. Understood? So rectangle, suppose I ask you such one line or objective in test, that a rectangle becomes a square when then dot dot, and I mentioned four options. In that, one of the option was correct. That means when one pair of adjacent side of a angle is equal, then and then it becomes a square. When rhombus becomes a square, when one of the angle in rhombus is 90 degree, that means right angle, it becomes a square. Okay, dear student? So before we discuss about one of the very important theorem of square, some of the properties of square we can list out, that opposite sides are parallel, all sides are equal, all angles are right angle. At least three properties so we can mention, and rest of the property we will prove through theorem. Okay, let us list out some of the properties of square. Okay, let us list them out, and then we will prove a very important theorem to ascertain about one another property of square. Okay, but before that we will list out some of the properties of square already. Okay, let us write some of the important properties of square. Okay, for square. Okay, the first property, if I want to mention regarding square, what is that? you can write it here. Opposite sides are parallel. Okay, the first property. Opposite sides are parallel. To list out the second property of square, one property we already mentioned, that opposite sides are equal. Second, well, opposite sides are parallel. Second, all sides are equal. Okay, both the property looking like rhombus. If you can remember, we in the same way listed out some of the properties of rhombus at that time also. If you can remember, we have listed out these two property. Opposite sides are parallel, all sides are equal. Then the third property of square, to just note it down, that regarding square we are talking that all angles are 90 degree. I am not utilizing the word right angle, all angles are 90 degree. That's the contrast between rhombus and square. At least these three properties are actually our basic concept regarding square. Opposite sides are equal, all sides are congruent, all angles are right angle. Okay, these three properties of square we simply listed out here, and now we are going to prove one very important theorem for square, which actually the narration of and proof of fourth property square. Okay, let me write the statement of the theorem. As you all know, we are never going to mention the theorem number because theorem number does not count. What count is the statement and content of the theorem. What is the theorem is about? Prove that, just write down statement of the theorem. Prove that, this is the way we will ask you in exam. Prove that diagonals of a diagonals of a square are equal. Prove that diagonals of a square are equal and bisect each other. Bisect each other perpendicularly. This is what you have to prove. First, you just look at the given statement. Prove that diagonals of a square are equal and bisect each other perpendicularly. That is what we are going to prove. You understood this? You are going to prove in this theorem three facts for square. First, diagonals are equal. Second, diagonals bisect each other. Third, diagonals are bisecting each other perpendicularly. Three facts we are going to prove for square in this particular theorem. This is the last theorem in this chapter. Understood? The only chapter of geometry you have understood. All this property you must have noted down. Okay, so we are just erasing them for comforting the complete writing of the theorem. Okay, right. Okay, first we understood the data. Let us try to represent the given data in terms of diagram. Okay, let us first draw square. Okay, this is square ABCD. Okay, square ABCD. In square, let me show you all the property. What was the first property we wrote in square? That is, all sides are equal. That we all know. Okay. All angles are right angle. That we know. These are some of the properties we already know. Understood? What we are going to prove is regarding diagonal also are equal and bisect each other perpendicularly. That is what we are looking for. Okay, so first, dear student, let us write data. Okay, first the data of the theorem, then to prove for the theorem, and then proof. Okay, what we are writing in data, so in square ABCD, in square ABCD, what you are going to prove? Let us list out the three properties of square which we are going to prove. First, you have to prove both the diagonals are equal. Okay. Second, you have to prove, like you proved in all quadrilateral, OA equal to OC, OB equal to OD. That means diagonals bisect each other. And then the third fact which you are going to prove is this, that diagonal bisect perpendicularly means you will prove that AC perpendicular to BD. So actually, dear student, while proving this theorem, you are going to prove three important properties of square: diagonals equal, diagonals bisect each other, diagonal are perpendicular. These three facts regarding square we have to prove. Now, dear student, you will understand the importance of those three definitions of square I already mentioned. Can you define square in terms of rectangle? In rectangle, when one pair of adjacent sides are equal, it becomes a square. So, square is in fact a rectangle. You understood this, right? How can we mention this fact here in proof? Try to understand, dear student. First, let us try to prove this in square ABCD. You all know one thing very well, that in square all angles are right angle. You can say angle A equal to angle B equal to angle C equal to angle D equal to 90 degree. Now, which is that another quadrilateral which has all angle 90 degree? Rectangle. Only two quadrilaterals, square and rectangle, has all angle 90 degree. So, in square, as you know, all angles are right angle. That means you can say that therefore quadrilateral ABCD is a rectangle. Okay, because all angles are right angle, all angle are right angle, that means it is a rectangle also. So that property of rectangle also implies for square, that therefore diagonals AC and BD are equal. You understood? So one thing is proved, therefore AC equal to BD. First fact has already been proved in this way. Okay, first you understand this. This is the first fact proved by us, that diagonals of a square are equal. First you verify this fact. Then we can move for the second one. Okay. First you need to verify this. Because square has all angles right angle, that means it is a rectangle. And when you say that it is a rectangle, that means that property of rectangle implies here that diagonals are already equal. So diagonal of a square are already proved equal. You understood? Now, dear student, let us go for another fact that diagonals bisect each other. Understood? How actually in textbook they have gone for some different way, but and because when you revise theorem and when you compare the theorem with textbook, I do not want that you get a little confused. Otherwise, when you prove that it is a rectangle, that means diagonal bisect each other has already been proved. You do not have to prove it separately, but just to make your concept more stronger, that's why we are moving understand to ascertain that square can become, understand, square is in fact also a parallelogram. How? See, I am again writing in square. In square ABCD. Now what I am writing, you please concentrate. AB parallel to CD, AD parallel to BC. That was the first property of square, that all sides are equal, as well as AB equal to CD, AD equal to BC. This is a top of opposite side, otherwise in square all sides are equal. So by these two fact that opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are congruent, that is an intrinsic property of parallelogram. In the definition of parallelogram itself, you say that a quadrilateral having both the pair of opposite side parallel and equal becomes a parallelogram. So dear student, now we continue here. Therefore, quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. Now when you say it's a parallelogram, that means a simple way diagonals AC and BD bisect each other. Bisect each other, that means OA equal to OC, OB equal to OD. Second fact has already been proved. Before I move to the third fact, please have a look at this. Two facts we have already proved. First, because it became a rectangle, so the diagonals are equal. Now the same square becomes a parallelogram, so diagonals in parallelogram, as you know, bisect each other. Understood? Diagonals in parallelogram bisect each other. Same square became rectangle. Same square became parallelogram, and because it is a parallelogram, diagonal bisect each other. Now it's a time to prove the third fact, that is diagonals bisect we have proved. Now we have to prove that diagonals are perpendicular to each other. In which quadrilateral can you remember diagonal bisect each other perpendicularly? In rhombus. So now in second case we have proved square to be a parallelogram. Now let us prove this parallelogram as a rhombus. We try to understand what we have written here. AB equal to CD and AD equal to BC. Says so you have proved already. When you think that it is a parallelogram, so obviously opposite sides are equal, but it is already a square where all sides are equal, means adjacent sides are also equal. So if you mention but AB equal to BC, this implies that all sides are equal. Okay. Now when you say that in parallelogram all sides are equal, it becomes a rhombus. Therefore, now quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus. Understand? And when you say that quadrilateral ABCD becomes a rhombus, undoubtedly the diagonal are perpendicular to each other. Okay, because it's an intrinsic property of rhombus that diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. Understood? So dear student, one of the important property of square, what is that? Diagonals of a square are equal and bisect each other perpendicularly. Understood? So this way, one of the important property of square has already been proved here. You understood this? Is it clear in your mind? Right, dear student? Okay. How we moved, can you tell me? In square, what you have to prove? You have to prove that all diagonals are equal and bisect each other perpendicularly. First, we utilize the concept that this square becomes a rectangle. So when it becomes a rectangle, because it has all angles right angle. So obviously the property of a rectangle implies here that diagonals are equal. Now the same square became parallelogram because opposite sides are equal and opposite angles are opposite sides are parallel and equal became a parallelogram. When you say that, it has become parallelogram. This implies that diagonals bisect each other. When you prove the same parallelogram becoming a rhombus, first the square turned out parallelogram under the condition. Now parallelogram became a rhombus. So the property of rhombus indirectly applies here that diagonals are perpendicular to each other. You understood this? So one thing very clear, this is the fourth property of square, that is diagonals are perpendicular to each other, bisect each other perpendicularly and equal also. So now you understood, dear student, so many objective can be designed. If I ask you a very simple question, in which of the quadrilateral mentioned below diagonals are congruent? Can you say in which quadrilateral diagonals are congruent? Only in square and rectangle. In rest of the quadrilateral, either you speak about parallelogram or rhombus, diagonals are not equal. So this way, when your theoretical concept is clear, it becomes easy for you to solve any MCQ, any true false, any one sentence answer. Understand? But your concept has to be very clear regarding square. Okay? Just to list out some of the properties of square. First, opposite sides are equal. Second, all sides are equal. First, opposite sides are parallel. Second, all sides are equal or congruent, whatever you can speak. First, all sides are opposite sides are parallel. Second, all sides are congruent or equal. Third, all angles are right angle. Third one. Fourth, diagonals are equal. You can between these two. Diagonals are equal. Fifth, diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. If you know the fact regarding all quadrilateral, my personal guidance to you is that please do one thing. List out in your book column wise properties of all quadrilateral we discussed in this chapter: parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, square. Suppose we discuss out in parallelogram, all opposite sides parallel, opposite sides congruent, diagonal bisect each other over, come to rectangle, opposite sides parallel, opposite sides equal, all angles right angle, diagonals are equal, diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly, come to the rhombus. Opposite sides are parallel, all sides are equal, diagonal bisect each other perpendicularly. Fourth property, diagonal bisect the angle through which it passes, then come to the square. Opposite sides are equal, all sides are equal, all angles are right angle, diagonals are equal, diagonal bisect each other perpendicularly. This way, dear student, when you write the properties of all four quadrilaterals we studied so far, you will study in detail regarding trapezium in upper standard, understand? But if you just do by just making a column and listing out the properties of all four quadrilateral, and when you just compare this property, any tough MCQ one line objective will be asked to you, you may be able to answer, understand? Suppose one property is common in all sides are equal. So in exam, just to confuse you, I give that in which of the following quadrilateral opposite sides are parallel. In that, I mention the three from the name we list: rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, square. I may give three options from that and one trapezium. So obviously trapezium is not. Okay. This is the way you have to prepare yourself. That is called the basic strengthening process, in fact, where you students should not run behind MCQ, run behind the theory and the concept. MCQ one line will become quite easier for you. I expect that you must have caught my valid point, understand what I am going to, what I have just guided you. You understood this? Okay, dear student. So in today's lecture, we discussed about square, okay? Right? Just do one thing, whatever, as far as I have told you from the start of this chapter, that this is a chapter of geometry, where you need to apply your logic and stimulate your brain, understand? Do one thing, whenever you sit for homework, you first see the lecture very properly with alert mind, understand each and every fact, then and then write in your homework. Okay, dear student, I expect you caught my point. Thank you very much from Bharat sir.